Taipei, China's warplane incursions into Taiwan's air defense zone nearly quadrupled in 2022, with an increase in fighter jet and bomber sorties as Beijing escalated its threats against the island democracy. Self-ruled Taiwan is constantly threatened by invasion. The island is claimed by China's Communist Party leadership as part of its territory, and they have pledged to capture it one day. Under President Xi Jinping, China's most forceful leader in a generation, relations have been chilly for years. However, in 2022, Xi's military increased incursions and organized the greatest war games in decades in response to a visit by U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi in August. According to an AFP database based on daily information from Taipei's Defense Ministry, China dispatched 1,727 planes into Taiwan's air defense identification zone in 2022. This compared to around 960 intrusions in 2021 and 380 in 2020. Fighter jet sorties more than doubled from 538 in 2021 to 1,241 in 2021, while bomber intrusions, notably the nuclear-capable H-6, increased from 60 to 101. Last year also saw the first drone incursions, with all 71 reported by Taiwan's military occurring after Pelosi's visit. According to military observers, China has used the intrusions to test Taiwan's defenses, exhaust its aging air force, and express discontent with Western support for Taipei, particularly the United States. They want to show their firmness, their will, and to coerce the U.S. Don't get too close to their red lines. Don't cross their red lines, Taiwan's former Chief of General Staff Li Shimin told AFP. The U.S. recognizes China internationally over Taiwan, but remains Taipei's most significant friend. It opposes any forced change in Taiwan's status and is obligated by a congressional act to provide the island with the ability to defend itself. Support for Taiwan is a rare source of bipartisan agreement in Washington, and there is growing concern that China would turn to a military solution, a fear exacerbated by Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Washington has maintained a policy of strategic ambiguity regarding Taiwan, refusing to make a definite promise to come to its defense. That tactic was intended to make Beijing reconsider the costs of any invasion, as well as to prevent Taiwan from formally declaring independence. U.S. Vice President Joe Biden has been erratic on the subject of strategic ambiguity. He has frequently stated that U.S. forces would assist Taiwan in the case of a Chinese invasion, only for the White House to retract his remarks. China has employed air raids to express its displeasure with specific incidents. On December 25, it sent 71 airplanes to undertake a strike practice in reaction to what it called escalating collaboration and provocations by Washington and Taipei. This happened just days after Biden approved up to $10 billion in military aid to Taiwan. Chinese jets flew 440 flights in August, the same month Pelosi became the highest-ranking U.S. lawmaker to visit Taiwan in 25 years. The increased frequency of sorties is concerning and forces the Taiwanese side to be on high alert to ensure that the PLA does not use them as cover for an attack on Taiwan. Taipei-based political and military analyst J. Michael Cole told AFP. However, he also warned a surge in intrusions does not mean that it is ready to employ force at an early date against Taiwan, at least not in invasion scenario, which would need months of mobilization. Many countries, notably the United States, Canada, South Korea, Japan, and China, maintain air defense identification zones that are not the same as a country's airspace. They instead cover a considerably larger area where any foreign aircraft is expected to notify local aviation authorities. Analysts believe China's intensified probing of Taiwan's defense zone is part of a larger gray zone strategy to keep the island under strain. Analysts believe China's intensified probing of Taiwan's defense zone is part of a larger gray zone strategy to keep the island under strain. The PRC is waging an attrition war against the Taiwanese military, said Richard Hu, Deputy Director of the Taiwan Center for Security Studies at National Chengchi University. While China hopes to gather critical intelligence and readiness metrics, such as how quickly and from where Taiwan's interceptions occur, an invasion remains a highly risky and expensive endeavor. Any military would face a tough battle in conquering the mountainous island. In terms of seizing Taiwan by force, the PRC is still facing a lot of critical hurdles, such as transporting hundreds of thousands of troops over the Taiwan Strait, Hu, a retired Army Major General, explained.